We discussed the case of Bai Baoshan using a sledgehammer to kill Li Baoyu. After the incident was dealt with, Bai Baoshan sat outside the cowshed, basking in the sun. On March 22, 1994, nearly 6 months after Li Baoyu's disappearance, Fu Kejun, who grazed cows with Bai Baoshan, also mysteriously disappeared. This event raised the alert and attention of the squadron. At that time, there were 4 people grazing cows in the cowshed: Bai Baoshan, Fu Kejun, Xin Baichuan, and Tian Shuishui. On the night of March 20, Xin Baichuan and Tian Shuishui returned to the monitor ship at 9 p.m. They did not stay outside but spent the night in the cowshed. Only Bai Baoshan and Fu Kejun stayed overnight. In the morning of the 21st, Xin Baichuan went to the cowshed to work and found Fu Kejun missing. He asked Bai Baoshan, and Bai Baoshan claimed that Fu Kejun had gone to the dairy factory. However, by noon, Fu Kejun had not returned, and Xin Baichuan began to suspect. During the day, he noticed that Fu Kejun's bedding and pillow were gone. After questioning Bai Baoshan explained that Fu Kejun took these items when he left. Xin Baichuan became suspicious. If Fu Kejun went to deliver milk, why take bedding and a pillow? Tian Shuishui also came to clean the cowshed in the early morning and found it neatly arranged, with water sprinkled on the floor. During the day, the deputy squadron leader of the prison came to discuss this year's contracting matters. Due to Fu Kejun's absence, Tian Shuishui said they would wait for him to return before discussing. By 8 p.m., Fu Kejun still had not returned. Tian Shuishui and Xin Baichuan reluctantly returned to the monitor ship. It was not until the night of the 22nd that Bai Baoshan reported to the squadron, stating that Fu Kejun had not returned since the morning of the 21st. At 11 p.m., Captain Wei and Captain Zhao of the prison, along with armed police, came and claimed that Fu Kejun had escaped, and they needed to investigate you. Captain Wei arranged for a prisoner named Tang to stay in the cowshed. That night, Tang lay on Fu Kejun's bed and sensed a pungent smell. He reached out and felt the mud wall, discovering many spray-like stains, resembling blood. After a careful examination, similar stains were found on the room's ceiling. He spent the night in fear and reported the situation to the squadron the next morning. The matter was quickly reported to Yuzhenka and the 142nd Factory Police Station. On that day, they inspected the cowshed and confirmed through tests that the dot-like marks on the walls and ceiling were human blood. Under Fu Kejun's bed, they also found 700 yuan that had not been taken away. In addition, someone reported seeing Bai Baoshan burning quilts or coats in the yard on the morning of the 21st. The squadron found rifle bullets, machine gun bullets, and pistol bullets on the cowshed ceiling, totaling 95 rounds. As only Bai Baoshan and Fu Kejun lived in the cowshed that day, Bai Baoshan became the primary suspect. Yuzhenka and Deputy Chief Wang Yongqing subsequently interrogated Bai Baoshan, and the interrogation lasted for more than 10 days. However, Bai Baoshan remained defiant, admitting only to hiding 95 rounds of ammunition and refusing to admit any involvement in Fu Kejun's disappearance. The Labor Reform Squadron in Yuzhenka speculated that Fu Kejun might have been killed, and the body might have been dragged by a cart and buried in the surrounding wilderness. They searched suspicious areas around the prison and used police dogs but failed to find Fu Kejun's body. According to prison inmates, Fu Kejun and Bai Baoshan had a fluctuating relationship, but there was no deep-seated hatred between them. In theory, Bai Baoshan should not have committed murder, but the fact was that Fu Kejun was killed by Bai Baoshan using the same method as Li Baoyu. On the night of March 20th, in the dark, Bai Baoshan got up. Fu Kejun was sleeping soundly, sweating slightly. Bai Baoshan looked at him with lowered head for a while, then slowly raised the sledgehammer and fiercely smashed it on Fu Kejun's head. Fu Kejun let out a long groan and then lost his breath. The burial pit for Fu Kejun had been dug, and after killing Fu Kejun, Bai Baoshan took a shovel and went out, tidying up the dirt pit once again. Upon returning to the cowshed, Bai Baoshan was startled to see Fu Kejun standing up again. Fu Kejun sat motionless on the wooden bed, but his reactions were sluggish, with a vacant stare, as if trying to understand what had just happened. Bai Baoshan swung the sledgehammer again, but this time, due to excessive force, half of the hammer ended up embedded in Fu Kejun's skull, causing blood to splatter everywhere. Fu Kejun fell again, and blood immediately stained his bedding in pillow red. Without turning on the light, Bai Baoshan carried Fu Kejun's body outside and buried him in a pit dug close to the cowshed's wall, less than half a meter from the wall and 2 meters deep. After handling the body, Bai Baoshan realized there were some loopholes in the situation because blood was everywhere on Fu Kejun's bedding, mattress, and pillow. After sitting for a while, Bai Baoshan threw the bloodied bedding outside, set it on fire, and buried the ashes with sand. In the early morning, he cleaned around the cowshed, sprinkled water, as witnessed later by Tian Shuishui. Bai Baoshan had too many suspicious points this time, but the prison authorities never found Fu Kejun's body and couldn't confirm his death. Despite Bai Baoshan's stubborn attitude and lack of evidence, the prison authorities couldn't convict him. 2 years passed, and Fu Kejun's disappearance case became a cold case. Due to the Fu Kejun case, Bai Baoshan was held in solitary confinement for 125 days, and after writing a guarantee, he returned to tending cattle. The bullets Bai Baoshan had collected earlier were confiscated by the Labor Reform Squadron. After regaining his freedom, Bai Baoshan took advantage of bad weather to lure nearby shepherds' flocks into the prison pasture. He then seized their sheep as a means of extortion. From the shepherds, he obtained 3 packs of rifle bullets, 75 rounds, and 50 rounds of pistol bullets. This time, he buried the bullets near the water channel. On March 7, 1996, a year earlier than expected, he was released. After his release, he dug out the bullets, wrapped them around himself, and brought them back to Beijing.